Remember 2007? Quentin Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez released Grindhouse, a double-feature love letter to the exploitation films of the 70s. And sandwiched between Planet Terror and Death Proof were these amazing, hilarious, and ridiculously over-the-top fake trailers. One trailer, though, stood out. It was dark, it was twisted, and it felt so real that fans immediately started demanding it become a full-length movie. That trailer was for Eli Roth's Thanksgiving. For 16 long years, we waited. We hoped. We practically begged. And finally, in 2023, the feast was served. But was it worth the wait? Oh, you better believe it. Thanksgiving isn't just a good slasher, it's one of the best we've seen in years, and today we're carving it up to see exactly why it works so well. First, let's talk about the power of a great gimmick. A killer in a pilgrim mask themed around a beloved holiday? It's genius. Horror has always loved its holidays. We have Halloween, Black Christmas, April Fool's Day, My Bloody Valentine. The list goes on. But Thanksgiving was surprisingly untapped territory. Eli Roth saw that void and filled it with a concept that's both instantly recognizable and deeply unsettling. The holiday is meant to be about gratitude and togetherness, so twisting it into a backdrop for carnage creates this brilliant, dark irony. The killer, John Carver, isn't just some random maniac. His entire persona is built around this perversion of American tradition. It gives the film an immediate hook, a strong identity that sets it apart from the countless other slashers out there. Before you even see a single kill, the premise alone is enough to grab you. It's memorable, it's marketable, and it's a perfect foundation for a new horror franchise. The journey from a 2-minute fake trailer to a 90-minute feature film is a fascinating one. For years, it was a horror urban legend. Eli Roth would occasionally drop hints, saying he was working on it, but it never seemed to materialize. The challenge was huge. How do you expand on a joke trailer, which is essentially just a highlight reel of kills, and turn it into a compelling story with characters we care about? Many thought it couldn't be done, that the joke would wear thin. But Roth and writer Jeff Rendell were clever. They didn't just stitch the trailer scenes together, they went back to the drawing board and built a real story around the concept. They kept the core idea, a killer punishing the residents of Plymouth, Massachusetts for their Black Friday greed, but they fleshed it out with a proper narrative, a whodunit mystery, and characters who had motivations and arcs. The final film cleverly references and recreates many of the iconic shots from the original trailer, like the trampoline scene, rewarding longtime fans who waited patiently. It's the perfect blend of fan service and fresh storytelling. Every great slasher needs a great killer, and in John Carver, we have a new icon for the ages. Let's break down what makes him so effective. First, the mask. The smiling, almost serene face of a John Carver pilgrim mask is chilling. It's simple. It's historical, and it's completely devoid of emotion, which makes the violence he commits even more jarring. It's up there with the masks of Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, and Ghostface. Second, his motivation is clear and in a twisted way, almost relatable. He's not just killing for the sake of it, he's enacting a warped form of justice. He sees the town's consumerist greed and chaos during the Black Friday riot as a desecration of the holiday spirit, and he's making them pay. This gives him a purpose that elevates him beyond a simple monster. He's a symbol of righteous, albeit psychotic fury. And finally, his methods. John Carver is creative, he's brutal, he's theatrical. He doesn't just kill, he prepares his victims like a Thanksgiving feast, turning the very symbols of the holiday into instruments of torture. This level of detail makes him a truly memorable and terrifying villain. And that brings us to the kills. Let's be honest, we come to a slasher movie for the creative and brutal kills, and Thanksgiving delivers in spades. This is Eli Roth unleashed. The violence is graphic, it's wince-inducing, and it's all brilliantly tied to the Thanksgiving theme. This isn't just random stabbing. Each kill is a carefully constructed set piece. Someone gets cooked in an oven. Another is turned into a human shish kebab with corn holders. The dinner table scene, which is the film's horrifying centerpiece, is a master class in tension and gore. The killer's goal is to create a Thanksgiving dinner out of his victims, and the film commits to that gruesome concept wholeheartedly. What makes it so effective is the practical effects. In an age of CGI, the film leans heavily on tangible, visceral gore that feels real and impactful. You feel every slice, every impact. These aren't just kills, they're thematic punishments that directly reflect the victim's sins from the opening riot. It's smart, it's savage, and it's exactly what fans of the genre want to see. Beneath all the gore and mayhem, Thanksgiving actually has something to say. The film is a sharp and timely piece of social commentary on consumerism and class divide. The inciting incident isn't a supernatural curse or a random act of violence. It's a Black Friday sale gone horribly wrong. The riot at the Right Mart store is a chaotic, ugly display of humanity at its worst, with people trampling each other to get a free waffle iron. The film lays the blame squarely on corporate greed, the store owner who decided to open on Thanksgiving, and the entitlement of the wealthy, represented by the owner's daughter and her friends, who skipped the line, sparking the initial conflict. The killer, John Carver, is a direct product of this societal sickness. His victims aren't just chosen at random. They are the people who, through their actions or inaction, contributed to the tragedy of that day. The film critiques the all-about-me culture and the way holidays have been stripped of their meaning and turned into opportunities for consumption. It's a slasher with a brain, using its bloody premise to hold up a mirror to some of the uglier aspects of modern society. One of the reasons Thanksgiving feels so refreshing is that it's not trying to reinvent the wheel. It embraces the classic slasher tropes we know and love and executes them to perfection. You've got the whodunit mystery with a list of potential suspects and red herrings to keep you guessing. You have the final girl, the resourceful heroine who has to outsmart the killer. You have the jock, the mean girl, the comic relief. All the archetypes are here. But the film plays them straight, without the heavy-handed, winking irony that has defined many post-Scream slashers. It's confident in its own identity. The pacing is relentless, building suspense before each major kill sequence. The jump scares are effective, and the suspenseful chase scenes are top-notch. It feels like a movie that could have been made in the golden age of the 80s, but with modern sensibilities and production values. It's a tribute to the classics, done with genuine love and skill, proving that the old formulas still work when they're done right. And speaking of a final girl, we need to talk about Jessica, played by Nell Verlaque. In a genre filled with iconic survivors, Jessica earns her place as a worthy successor to legends like Scream's Sidney Prescott. She isn't a passive victim. From the beginning, she's proactive. She feels immense guilt over her role in the riot and is determined to unmask the killer and stop the bloodshed. What makes her a great modern final girl is her intelligence and resourcefulness. She's not just running and screaming, she's actively investigating, piecing together clues, and fighting back. She's flawed, and she makes mistakes, but her courage and resolve never waver. Unlike Sidney, whose trauma was rooted in family secrets, Jessica's is rooted in a public societal event, making her a very contemporary hero. She represents the potential for accountability and redemption in a world consumed by selfishness. Her final confrontation with John Carver is not just about survival, it's about atoning for the town's collective sins. She's strong, she's smart, and she's a fantastic anchor for what is sure to become a new, major horror franchise. So, Thanksgiving is a triumph. It took a joke and turned it into a masterpiece of the slasher genre. It gave us a new iconic killer, delivered some of the most creative and brutal kills in recent memory, and wrapped it all in a smart, satirical package. It's a film made by fans, for fans, with a deep understanding and love for what makes horror great. It proves that there's still plenty of life left in the slasher formula, as long as you have a great gimmick and the passion to execute it. The ending clearly sets up a sequel, and for the first time in a long time, I'm genuinely excited to see where a new slasher franchise goes next. John Carver will return, and will be there, ready for another helping. Thanks for watching. What was your favorite kill in Thanksgiving? And who do you think is the best modern slasher icon? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of horror. See you next time.